think both the offlaners in this game have to rush pipe pretty much. WS, very interesting matchup in the mid lane. You have Tiny with extra bazillion damage, and then you also have Earthshaker Jeep.
A lot of damage. And he is very dead. Cuckoo getting that first blood. Yeah, the heavenly jump kind of annoying to deal with. And right away, though, they go for Natsumi. Do they have the damage? They will with the flat cannon, even doing a little bit more, but there's the heavenly jump. 3 stacks of the sticky napalm. Will they commit under the tower? They will, and Eki gets a double kill. Pretty great. Flame Break coming through under Natsumi. They've got the Celestial Hammer and the Starbreaker. A lot of damage here onto Natsumi, and not enough of a sustain for him to survive. They'll take out the Gyro, the continued chase for Cuckoo again, and they will get both kills once more. Eki taking out an Obs. Smiling Knight taking out an Obs. They're clearing up the vision that Talon has on the map. Bounty Rune picked up, Flame Break, Disruption. They're going to have Gyro coming through, but the Chain Frost now bounces over to Natsumi. That means he has to back away, and that leaves that Shadow Demon vulnerable to just die, but the Solar Guardian comes in. Makoto, he's kind of in no man's land. They have Lasso, and they'll lock up the Tiny. Zeus is here to try and help. Makoto trying to do as much damage as possible. There's the toss back on Eki, who's trying to get the kill with one more right click. Oh, Makoto, the Flame Break, they get him. And now they've got the Sinister Gaze. They'll take out Natsumi. It's another double kill here for Eki. But here comes WS, at least getting one in return onto Seneko. They have 3 heroes here to look for the Tidehunter, who is quite tanky.
As a professional e-gamer, gotta be aware of what's happening around you.
Avalanche toss. They blinked in already on Stormstormer. He's in a bad spot now. Fissure's not gonna matter. They'll get the kill on a Stormstormer. Calldown's gonna be committed after this disruption ends on Eki. So Natsumi needing to run. The Firefly doing a lot. Smiling Knight comes in. He turns into the Tiny. The Avalanche coming through on a Makoto. An Avalanche from Makoto on a Smiling Knight. But they got Natsumi, they'll get Jokam. That's 3 heroes down to the side of Talon. Celestial Hammer. They do have vision now. Thundergod's Wrath, and there's the toss up into the air. Solar Guardian's used, and then they go to the Lasso, blink into the Echo Slam. This is all coming together for the side of AVULUS, but the Ravage just on the edge grabs this Earthshaker, but they already lost both their supports. The damage onto Makoto, they've got the Celestial Hammer. Seneko's off to the side, but he doesn't have Chain Frost to work with. Smiling Knight comes in. He'll turn into the Tiny, throws out an Avalanche. They'll get the kill to Makoto. They'll look over at WS. That's 3 heroes already dead on the side of Talon, and looking like a 4th because there's 4 heroes around this Tide, and they are hungry for some watermelon. It's another stolen wisdom rune. That's 2 out of 3. Blink, Avalanche, Sinister Gaze, Chain Frost, and the Ice Spire. Makoto, he's just dead. Blink, Echo Slam on the back lines. That killed off the Shadow Demon. They're able to get Cuckoo to follow this one up. They'll look over at WS, and this one is just looking so dire for Talon. They can't get anything out of the map.
Yeah, they can kill Tier 2 Tower. They can kill Tormentor as well. You can see as he jumped in, gets pulled in by Sonoiko and gets that ulti off, so immediately dying.
Just hiding here in the trees. Lasso onto the Gyrocopter. He's doing a lot of damage onto the Gyro just by himself, but then they finally get the Solar Guardian. Natsumi trying to run. Jinbei's here. They go to the Heavenly Jump. They've got the Blood Grenade, and maybe they just bait it in, but the Echo Slam is massive here from Stormstormer. That's going to be 3 kills going the way of AVULUS, and they'll TP out WS. But despite the fact they lost the Dawn, I would say the beginning of the end, but this feels like the end of the end. Eki looking for a way in. Sinister Gaze, that gets used. Jokam's gone, and now they'll look for Cuckoo. Solar Guardian, that's going to keep Eki alive once more. Natsumi on the run. Thundergod's Wrath not going to be enough damage. The Celestial Hammer is down, and the reflected homing missile lands onto the Gyro, or I believe the one from Smiling Knight. Smiling Knight really doesn't care about that. Blink into the Avalanche. Off the mark for Makoto, but he'll use that BKB, and immediately the Lasso comes out afterwards. This is going to be a Fissure that blocks him out of the fight. They're going with the Enchanted Totem as well as the Echo Slam. Joken's going to be dead, and now they'll look over at Cuckoo. The Chain Frost bouncing around. They get the kill onto 3. They'll buy back on the Shadow Demon, take out Makoto. GG is called, and AVULUS take game number 1 and put themselves just 1 game away from qualifying for the playoffs.
And Aki's pinging out in the old chat that
Tiny, the mid-Ember, as Makoto gets that bottle and Stormstormer forced to run away. Nobody here to really help him, and there's the Dragon Slave, one shot from dead Makoto.
He's gonna run him down.
Such a problem, and one more right click, but the slight, he'll survive for a second. WS gets first blood on Seneko and Stormstormer.
Makoto, he turned to the neutral creeps.
Ooh.
Didn't have enough mana. Needed to chase him down even more. Cuckoo is now making that rotation. Another blood grenade, that's the third one.
Cuckoo, as he'll find... Oh, didn't get the balance strike, but again, Sinister Gaze, the balance strike, Smiling Knight skewered. He'll not survive this time. And WS is low, but down goes Eki, that's 2. Can they make it a third? Cuckoo with the cluster cluck. Oh, this time he doesn't have the Frost Shield to get that initial damage, so he survives. WS is low, the Frost Shield one shot. Again, 3 heroes dead on AVULUS. 3 heroes around him for Talon. Up into the trees, the Primal Spring down. They've got the Shackle, the Boundless Strike. The Wisdom Rune is bottled up by Stormstormer. They'll steal that. They've got 1. They'll get 2. Smiling Knight's dead, but down goes WS. Double kill for Stormstormer, and he gets the Wisdom. Avalanche toss back, and he'll pop out of the creep.
He tossed the body over that
got themselves Makoto over to the side. They'll drop down the Supernova. They know they can't kill it. Eki's going to be dead here. They already dropped and committed the wall. RP coming through. Chain Frost not going to bounce to anybody just yet.
It's bouncing.
But now it bounced, I believe, over to Roche. That went up out of the steps to go through the Twin Gate. At nighttime, Seneko, he's dead. Smiling Knight, he's gone. Jibe on the run. He'll have to surge and leave. 3 heroes dead already, but they got themselves the Shackle, and that's going to be 4 heroes dying on AVULUS as they, despite getting a little bit grief for the Fissure Playground. Smiling Knight goes into the Wukong's command. Cuckoo shackles in the Wukongs. He'll eventually die, certainly, right? And the Infest keeps him alive a little bit longer. The Icarus dive into the Sinister Gaze with Smiling Knight. Even with the Jingu, he's not winning this fight. They get that kill on a joke, and they'll lose Eki and Smiling Knight. Down goes Seneko. They've looked for the LSA. It doesn't land on Stormstormer on a killing spree. They get the kill on a joke, but they'll drop down the wall. The shackles from Cuckoo. They'll use that mech. Sleight of Fist coming through once again. There's the Avalanche. Can they get the kill on a WS? Finally, Cluster Cluck, Supernova. They want to commit onto the egg.
They're trying.
4 heroes.
They got it.
Not enough.
The mess.
4 heroes. They don't know how to cook an omelet. They can't even crack an egg.
They needed 1 extra item.
Smoked. Looking for Jibe. They've got the Hex. They'll have the Shackle and the Light Strike Array. More than enough. But Cuckoo dropping those Serpent Wards. Icarus dive. It might be time to run away from WS. Chain Frost, though, bouncing. WS, he doesn't have Supernova. Can they finally get a kill here? They need to kill him before the Supernova. The Boundless Strike, the Orchid! They got him finally, the RP. It's going to be on the Smiling Knight. They'll pull him out of the Wukong. No, they didn't get him. He's able to get the Supernova off. I thought they killed him, but still.
But fire, if you put a piece of paper above it, it will.
So Lina is a piece of paper on top of some fire. Sounds good, Beacon. Cast the game.
Maybe not with these items. Chain Frost not doing a lot. Jokem's a little bit low. Sunray helping out Natsumi. Icarus dive away with the Chain Frost. Oh, bounces back to Jokem.
Then
Balance Strike, the Orchid, the wall. Now the Wukongs. This is Lifestealer in trouble, and he is dead.
Oh, man.
Back
Phoenix
to even
griefed
here.
him.
Yeah.
This fast, it's on
next. And this is a dead Darkseer. No Guardian Greaves. I say he's dead. I say he's dead, but eventually Natsumi gets the kill. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Cuckoo's gone. Seneko dies. Smiling Knight on the edge of the Wukong's Boundless.
Oh, get on the high ground.
Oh! RPUs, even though the BKB was there for Smiling Knight, but he's dead. And now Stormstormer in a lot of trouble to skewer up onto the high ground. He'll have the Remnant back into the base, but that is a trip. So Cuckoo can jump, but they're coming from around the back, the Sleight of Fist. Now the Avalanche as well as the toss. That actually gets on 4 of these heroes. Now they're going to go with the Balance Strike. That lands on all 4 again. Eki's dead. Jokem's gone. They're going to buy back here on the Magnus. They get the code of Smiling Knight. He'll buy back as well. Supernova's used. LSA comes through. Dragon Slave connects. They go to the Chain Frost. It's going to bounce to the Ice Fire as well as Natsumi with the BKB. There's the skewer on a Jibe. The Null Fire's on him. The Chain Frost doing a good amount of damage, but not enough. LSA lands. Smiling Knight, you just pop back. They've got the Disarm looking for the Balance Strike. Can they get the kill here on the Lina? He's got no health remaining. He needs the Jingu to survive. No! They'll get the kill out of the Monkey King. They'll take out Seneko. GG is called, and we're going to an elimination game 3.
Oh, what a great performance from Talon in the second game. After getting dismantled in the first game, they kept their composure and came back in the previous game where damage is pretty slow. You have Dragon.
You don't really need to be there, right?
Yeah, he's definitely fine.
Seneko?
And Soneko's not fine. That's going to be first blood.
Blood grenade and a kill for Jokem. Oh. Well, Laguna Blade is available. TP attempt from Stormstorm. Oh,
Caught in the mid-dive.
Smiling Knight, he's tossed up and killed. Aki's dead too. They're gonna get this tower? No, not yet. Avalanche on a 2, toss up in the air. They've got the Hex, it's onto the Ember Spirit. Now they'll get the kill with the Laguna Blade. They don't even get the tower. Makoto now dominating. But is it even enough? Drums, Hex, Shackle, and Natsumi's here. Avalanche toss not even needed, but they've got the Laguna, they'll get the kill. There's so much going right for Talon, and Cuckoo's just leading them into a trap.
Look at this burst.
WS is here, but the Supernova committed. This will pop, but I don't know if it'll matter. The LSA is on point. Wow, great timing by Makoto. Natsumi gets the kill. We'll find Seneko again. You can't Sunray and TP out of this, but you may have some help from the rest of your team. That might be enough to get this kill on a WS. He's in too far and alone. They also find themselves the Shadow Shaman, the Cluster Cluck, and the Glimmer Cape. He gets some distance away from the team with the BKB being popped by Smiling Knight, but the Remnant over from Stormstormer. And that's 2 heroes dead. Okay. Avalanche coming in, as well as the toss, but they're going to go to the Supernova. They get the kill on Aki. They're going to look over at Stormstormer with the Laguna Blade being used and the Dragon Slave thrown onto the Ember Spirit. Supernova pops, Spirit Missile on Natsumi, pops the BKB. They're going to have WS going into the Stormstormer. They'll look over at Jibe. This should be a third. They bump back on Aki, but what can he do? Natsumi looking to close the gap. Avalanche throw not going to land on anybody, but WS has Blink in 2 seconds. Might be able to catch up. They've got the Lina there, but there's the Blink into the Whirling Death. They've got the Chakra. Makoto getting low. He's not going to die with the Life Drain being put from Cuckoo on a Makoto. They'll take out Smiling Knight, who doesn't have buyback for 70 seconds. And now they're getting the kill through Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. Avalanche lands on a Stormstormer, but they'll use the Cluster Cluck to help him out with the Searing Chains. They've got the stun, they'll have the Hex, they'll go to the finger, they'll try to get the kill on the WS, but it's not going to be enough just yet. He's low though, finally he falls. Good damage onto the Timbersaw, and they're going to look for more. This could lead to Roche if they can take the fight well enough. They don't have this Timbersaw for 70 seconds. He doesn't have buyback, but there's the LSA. They go to the Hex on this Shadow Shaman, take out Eki. It was a self-Hex to run away, but now Cuckoo, he gets some distance. Makoto going in with the BKB, he looks over at Seneko. Smiling Knight trying to run away from Natsumi. E-Blade's gonna be thrown over on a Smiling Knight. They go to the Laguna Blade, they've got the toss up into the air. They'll get the kill onto the Dragon Knight. As they'll look over, the Avalanche lands. There's the vacuum over, but Jibe, he's all alone and doesn't really have a lot of help with Stormstormer starting to retreat. They've got the triple kill on Natsumi. They'll look over, they get the Hex there onto Stormstormer. That's another kill. If they can just touch him one more time, the Avalanche. That's going to be used out of the Tiny. They go to the Supernova. That egg will pop. Stormstormer with the Lotus Orb on him feels a little bit confident to move forward, but he doesn't have a lot of health left. Natsumi going in with the BKB. Smiling Knight, half health left, has to back up for a moment, but now the BKB, the nullifier's out, the toss up into the air. Seneko and Eki are dead. They're both buy back. Hex on to WS from his own Shadow Shaman. So getting helped out, but there's the Earth Spike starting to drain some mana, but it's not going to be enough. Only vacuum out of one by the Force Staff on the low ground. Jibe, he's dead to the double Chakram coming out from this Timbersaw. LSA up into the air once again. Smiling Knight going to be hit by that Laguna Blade. They'll get the kill on a Smiling Knight. He's forced to buy back as well, as just the throne is there for the side of AVULUS. And that's all that's between them and elimination.
3 buybacks on side of AVULUS. They need to be able to get something done right now, but the problem is Dragon Knight does not have the Dragon form. There is no Supernova, and Jibe's dead for 40 seconds without buy.
Really needs to come back. Even when he's back in 40 seconds, that'll be Wall on cooldown for another 30, which he used to try and get Pugna, but they'll go over. They use the Laguna Blade. Smiling Knight's dead for 100 seconds. Maybe they kill Natsumi, but it is not looking likely. They've got the Shackles on a Stormstormer who's forced to retreat, but he shows up back into the face of Talon. They get that kill into the Ember. They'll call GG, and Talon eliminate AVULUS, and they go on to the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the team. Look at the big smiles on their faces for a good reason. Keeping their dream alive, getting that top.